Well, good morning or good evening to you, wherever or whenever you are. Um, yeah. Hey, Alan. Hey, Bostart. We are indeed starting off with a wee mini tribute to John Lodge of the Moody Blues, who passed away this week quite suddenly at the age of 82. Um, and Bostart, get your requests in the chat, and I will add those to the pile. Hope everyone is doing well. And yes, Alan, you're certainly welcome to get a second one in as well. So throw Procession into the pile. This is one of those very occasional times where I do a morning stream, and I'm glad to have caught at least one of the Down Under crew in the form of Alan, because I know the usual Saturday night times is probably not great for uh, those on the other side of the world. And no worries, Evan David. I'm glad you're in, and I hope that the haircut you received wasn't rushed, and you look incredible. I'm sure you do. Um, all righty. I am going to carry on with Spotify briefly because there's a song that I don't own. But speaking of Down Under, this is a band who've only released 4 songs so far, but tomorrow they're doing a little showcase in London where they're going to preview some more unreleased tunes. I think there are 3 Aussie brothers, and there might be a Kiwi in the band as well. Either way, they've got a song about Piha, Auckland beach that I spent most of my summers growing up on quite a few weekends because my mum was a surfer. Yeah. So this is Piha Louching. Let's see what we reckon. Davy Ran is the band. Candle of Life, first start, sure thing. I'll hunt that one down. Fairly astonished to see that the Moodies only have 2 million monthly listeners on Spotify. That's astonishingly low for a band of their caliber and success.
Like a river that flows, currents of all, tasting your lips in ways I can't control. Move a little sweeter, kissing by the fire, dancing till the sun comes up.
Hope everyone is having good weeks, especially you, Bostar. Ready for I assume it's your grand finale tonight. I don't know if you're going to partay afterwards, but stay safe if you do. Alan, I was last there. It's probably the first time I went back to NZ after moving here. So what's that, 2013? Mum even made hubby get on her boogie board and have a ride in the waves, which was unexpected to say the least. Well, given those options, Evan David, I'm sure you've gone for Superman style, haven't you? Did you have to pop into the nearest phone booth before heading into the barber's chair? Oh well, so you can't do anything too crazy tonight, Bostad, if you've got to be preparing for the next one already. It's just like the good old days of rep, isn't it? Well, I had my, I was going to say my first rehearsal for Panto this week. Truth be told, it's really our only rehearsal where we're all in the same room together. But that went very well. I think it's going to be a fun couple of months, trotting that all around the place, including to Wales, for just one weekend. So I came across these guys when they opened for the K's in May, was it? And they are now doing an arena tour with the K's, and they're both supporting the Kooks, who is another band I don't actually know at all. But yeah, really liked them, and looking forward to seeing what else they've got to bring. Meanwhile, while we wait for Spotify to play its ads, let's see what my list has on offer, including the standard random first selection of the 10,843 options. Let's see what we get. Oh, a little bit of Doobie's action. One of my five favourite songs called Real Love, along with the Beatles, Ryan McMullen, and two others. How many can we come up with? Oh dear. No, I thought there were more than that, to be honest. What am I forgetting? Hey now, welcome. And yeah, I can see if I can find that. Bold as Love, John Mayer. Alan is a fan. Whereabouts are you in the world, Dar? London here, but a Kiwi originally, and we've got some of my UK crew in, and Alan from down under, so we're an international crowd. Yeah, I suppose start points out this is the fourth of the Doobie's 5 top 10 hits. Of course, there's a long gap between this and the fifth one. Basically opposite ends of the 80s after their hiatus through most of that decade. But you would think that they had more than that, wouldn't you? But I guess they had 7 top 11 singles with Take Me In Your Arms and Listen to the Music, both just missing the top 10. There's a fair few people who consider this to be the only good song from this album, which is One Step Closer. I don't agree at all. I think this is a fine album. Oh, all right, Evan David. Let's see if we can find a Gordon Lightfoot versus Jackson Browne as covered by Nico tunes. That should be interesting. I think I have heard both of those before. Well, Nico's version even comes up first, ahead of Gord's. The replacements have it, I'm not saying, but is it that's? Surely not. doesn't tell me. All right. Well, let us head back to Spotify and get an Alan's request, which is again taking us back down under with Vic Runga, who I only saw live once, and that was when she opened for the Bee Gees first out. Yes, indeed, she did. So this is If I Had You.
If I had you, what in the world?
From the Birds album in 2006.
A crazy love that waits for you. Why must it wait forever?
Now, Alan says it's 2005, but I'm going to trust him over Spotify. Might be an international release date or something that they've got on there. And Yearbo Start, definitely better than Minute by Minute, the One Step Closer album. In fact, unless we count this year's new effort, Minute by Minute is my least favourite Michael McDonald Doobie's album. Good, but it's not the be-all and end-all by any stretch, in my opinion. I'm really out of touch with what Vic's been up to in the past 15 years, oddly enough. Alan, is she still around, still doing new things, or less so? Oh yeah, she did do that album and tour with Tim and Dave. I missed that one. Can't remember when that was. I think I was still in NZ at the time. No, of course, so she's still active. One of my strongest memories of Vic is actually when they were trying to break her in the UK and she got compared to Dido and she didn't like that. Cool, new album coming out. Nice. Yeah, I do. Most of them are called Steve, my favourite guitarists. Steve Lukather, Steve Rothery. You probably don't know from Marillion. And then all the obvious ones as well, from Jimmy through to Stephen Still. There's another Steve. Yeah, lots. Though really it's drummers I get more obsessed about. Oh wow. Alan's saying that he actually met Vic at Auckland Airport when he worked there. Her guitar had gone missing. He found it and brought it to her. Whenabouts were you working at Auckland Airport, Alan? Because my mum worked at Auckland Airport for a while.
Quick fit.
Oh, goody ads, which means it's another visit to Spotify. And what am I going to pull from my list? Not that one. I think let us go for a little bit of Uriah Heep. Why not? We were talking about guitarists. He's probably not one of my favourite guitarists, but Mick Box is cool. The one member of Uriah Heep to last through all their 8,000 incarnations. So this is from the album before last, Living the Dream from 2018. (2002 to 2003). No, she would have been moved on by then. As we were... Yeah, she was at immigration by that point, so no crossover there, never mind.
Let me tell you how it was so many years ago, when life lived in dreams without a
Sure, well, we'll try and head to the
Those days will always be
that Nico battle next and see if Spotify will give us the... And they're only shortish songs. If it might be kind enough to play 2 in a row. And then we'll circle back to the other requests we have in with songs from my list in between while we avoid ads. That's how we rule. I can't pronounce words today, especially one-syllable ones. It's terrible.
The world was rearranging and our whole life was changing. Our ways of thinking came from different schools, but all the while our hearts were one as love brought us together. The pain of youth will drown in ecstasy. The more things tend to change, the more the young will
Speaking of guitarists, as we are both up mentioning that on the upcoming Nico I'm Not Saying, you've got 12-string from Jimmy Page, who also produced, which I did not know. And Bostart says his might well be Roger McGuinn from The Byrds for that jangly Rickenbacker sound. Speaking of which, Noah, what have you got to bring on the guitarist front? John Mayer, I'm guessing.
help me through the day. And though I should know better to live the past forever, it stays with us and never goes away. But all the while our hearts were one.
Evan David said what, Bostart? About Jimmy Page? Because that's what I was quoting you on. Well, if I said your name, I didn't mean to. I don't believe I did. We'll have to watch the replay and find out. Speaking of the replay, hello to everybody who watches the replay. I know you're out there because, in fact, I get a lot more, understandably, more watches on the replay than on the night because, well, you can watch it whatever time you like, can't you? Which is nice, whereas when it's live, the chances of it suiting you are slim. Start's favourite guitarist, George Harrison, with Dave Gilmour not far behind. That actually surprises me to a degree, Bostart. I didn't associate you as being a Gilmour fan particularly. So, I mean, he would be on my list of ones I love who are too obvious for me to even mention. Obviously some Steve Rothery from Marillion is very much in the Gilmour school of understated but incredibly emotive guitar playing. Yeah, that makes sense, Bostar. Bostar, for the benefit of those not in the chat, saying that he's not a die-hard Floyd fan, but Dave's guitar takes you above the clouds. I can totally understand where you're coming from on that. Alrighty, so let's have this attempt at 2 Nico songs in a row. I'll be covering 2 of my favourite singer-songwriters of all time, starting with Gordon Lightfoot and I'm Not Sayin', which is a pretty misogynistic tune from Gord from his early days where he did that sort of thing quite a bit. So let's hear what it sounds like coming from a lady. Noah Clapton fan. Says a lot of guitarists think he's overrated because his playing is slower or simpler compared to more technical players. He loves him for his tone, phrasing and emotion. Can't fault you on that. Mostart, who's in the chat with us, and myself have a video up on the channel relatively recently where we did a Eric Clapton song war of Sunshine of Your Love from his Green Days and Bad Love from his solo era, so do check that out. Yeah, Alan, we can we'll see how we go with timing, but I can try and get that battle version in for you. Sorry, Song War. We do Song Wars around here. Which one is it? Blade Runner? Main title. I have to say I am enjoying this more than I have on previous occasions, so maybe sometimes you just need to hear things more than once, especially when you're very familiar with another version or two. And remember, this is a song war that will hopefully hear the songs back to back and pick our favourite on. But let's see how that happens. Come on, yes, look at that magic. And now we move to These Days, written of course by Jackson Browne when he was something like 16, which is ridiculous when you listen to these lyrics. I believe she did, Alan. Alan's asking if Nico got with Jim Morrison at one stage. Yeah, good point, Bostart. He's saying about the misogyny, and I'm not saying songs like that don't tend to have lyrics that explicitly say only men are allowed to behave like this, but that's how culture interpreted them. And which Knopfler album was it that you found, Evan David? He's got an awful lot of them these days. Shangri-La is the only one I've ever actually picked up.
These days I seem to think about how all the changes came about my way. And I want
Now, if you're still in, we will get to that John Mayer tune the next time Spotify allows me to play a song, so there'll probably be a gap, but we shall see. Sailing to Philadelphia, featuring, of course, a magnificent duet on the title track with James Taylor.
I don't think I risk another.
That is a brilliant song. I don't know about the rest of the album.
And if I seem to be afraid to live the life that I have made in song.
Yeah, I don't know if it was around the same time, Bostart, but yeah, Lightfoot ditched I'm Not Saying, and For Loving Me as well, of course. But yeah, I do like the old I'm Not Saying / Ribbon of Darkness medley from, well, Sunday Concert plus the Gold's Gold version. In some ways I prefer that to the full versions of both songs, which is not normally how I'd feel about a medley, if you can call 2 songs a medley.
Stop my dreaming. I won't do too much scheming.
So I'm assuming that this is recorded before Jackson, because he didn't get his version out till 73, and it was already something of a standard by that point. And here comes the great closing line.
Confront me with my failures. I had not forgotten them.
All right, I'm going to need to put that poll live now, aren't I? I will do that in a second. Yeah, didn't think we were going to get a third song. So, just quickly while we're sorting that out. Let's do a little short Coronas tune.
I fire the water, it's the last thing I'll do.
Right.
And my break gets shorter as I'm focusing in on you. It was my decision, still got me too.
It's a really hard
Fire the water, I won't be focusing in on you.
hard war there, Evan David. I don't even know which way I'd go. It's not just a case of which song do I like the best, and that is these days, but which version did she do the best? I think she actually did a good job on both of those, which seems to be me thawing on Nico, because I've previously been quite on her versions of things.
And my break gets shorter as I'm focusing in on you. It was my decision, it still got me too.
Yeah, Jackson did get a lot of notice early on. I have a song war coming up with Sean guesting with me again. We were talking about Johnny Rivers, who recorded several Jackson tunes prior to him getting his own recording deal.
And if I go being home, as if I go searching for your head down, I got mine. Sweet talking all the time. Gotta make more eye contact. Gotta be more present. Gotta fake react. Gotta adjust my attitude.
So Browne is from Ireland, but they were based in London for a fair few years at the more or less beginning of their career, which did them no good at all because nobody in the UK knows them. It's astonishing. All their albums go straight in at #1 in Ireland, and nobody else in the world pays them any attention whatsoever, which is criminal. And this week, unlike last week, I must remember to actually finish the poll at some point, but I'll leave it open for a little while longer. We've got more people in than have voted so far. Though I know some people are watching on tallies and things and find it difficult to vote, but I'll leave it up a little longer. Alrighty, so now let us get this Jimi Hendrix cover up from John Mayer, "Bold as Love." To thanks to Noah for bringing this one.
Anger, his smile's towering in, shining metallic purple armor. Queen jealousy, envy waits behind it. Her fiery green gown sneers at the grassy ground. Out of life-giving waters, taken for granted. They quietly understand. The once happy turquoise on this lay opposite and ready, but wonder why the fight is on. But they're bold as love. Yeah, they're bold as love.
Yeah. I'm 1,000% sold on John's vocal on this, but it's not bad. Bo's not saying if he didn't know otherwise that he'd assume this was an original because it sounds so modern. Now this is one of Becca's picks for the Hendrix Top 10 on reactions to the classics. Speaking of reactions to the classics, YouTube had just this week allowed a new collaborations feature to be rolled out to a few more people. So even though I've done probably about 10 videos with Sean now, is it that many? Goodness. This is the first time that I've been able to link it to Sean's account and have it hopefully show up to RTTC viewers who have not yet discovered my channel. And Becca made a comment on that, which is the first time I've seen her. So, you know, hopefully that worked. Hopefully she liked it and she'll come back. Who knows? While we're promoting reactions to the classics, Ellen says that they have a full album reaction to Continuum up over there, which is being mentioned because this is the album that is from 2006. We seem to be in 2006 mode tonight. Now we're hearing what John can really do. All right, very nice. John Mayer, Bold as Love. Thanks to Noah for bringing that. And let us roll into another tribute to John Lodge of the Moody Blues, who passed away earlier this week, thanks to Bowstar. This is Candle of Life from To Our Children's Children. Almost missed one of the children there. Yeah, that John Mayer cover started off pretty good, and I liked it more as it went on. Certainly his playing in the last minute was superb. I don't overtake the original for me, just as the Nico covers didn't, but doesn't mean they're not damn good. I don't think we're going to get any last minute votes for the Nico covers, so I will close that poll. And that means that These Days is the winner, and I think it's the worthy winner too. Alan saying that John Mayer is probably the best guitarist of this generation. I know there was a fantastic song of his that you brought quite a while ago, Alan, that made a pretty decent case for that. Also worth mentioning that Actor's Bold as Love was quite possibly Jeff Porcaro's favourite album of all time. Sean is going to go ahead with the War of the Worlds. Well, that should be interesting. I take it he didn't actually take too much persuading on that, Evan David. Just a heads up about Sean, we were going to do some filming this afternoon, but we're not. He's not in a good way, so I won't say any more because it's up to him, but don't be too surprised if there's not a stream this week. I'll be quite surprised if there is one, but fingers crossed that he is back soon. President says this album was the fourth of the albums the Moody's considered their core seven and was inspired by the moon landings that year, which places it in 1969. I don't even have to look that up because I'm so clever. So I guess I opened this with I Am Just a Singer in a Rock and Roll Band, so that was from Seventh Sojourn, which I assume is the seventh of those seven albums before they had their own little hiatus in the mid-70s. Yeah, it sounded like he was going to have to carry on with basketball training, and he just said it's going to have to be better, Evan David, so I really hope it is. Yeah, that's got to be one of the biggest gaps between first and second albums in terms of lineups and sound.
At Morrison's, save
I'm guessing that segues into something else on the album, because that was quite an abrupt end to the Moody's track there. But we're going to head into Spotify briefly, and not Spotify, the other one. And given I'm playing it from my best, biggest, and newest, let's play a biggest. One of my favourite 80s singles from a man who has a great voice, and I've seen twice live, and he was incredibly boring both of those times. Steve Winwood, While You See a Chance. Yeah, that makes sense, both sides. If the Moody's wanted to change the name, but either management or the label wouldn't allow it. Good question, Boatstar. I didn't really go to him a second time. He happened to open for Steely Dan, which was a disappointment, because the previous time I saw Steely Dan, the Doobies opened for them, and that was a great double bill. We were talking about Knopfler earlier, and when I saw him live, having played great and had an amazing band surrounding him. Steve doesn't seem to manage to find decent musicians. He's got a sax player who manages to suck the life out of everything, and a percussionist who overpowers everything. And he does the jammy traffic stuff that gets drawn out and boring. Ignores all his 80 songs apart from High Love, which he does badly. Anyway. I'd rather not hear him do this than hear him do it badly, so.
When some cold tomorrow finds you, when some sad old dream reminds you how the endless road unwinds you, while you see a chance, take it. Long romance, break it, because it's all on you.
We can attempt that, Evan Ed. We'll see how we go.
When there's no one left to leave you, even you don't quite believe you, that's when nothing can deceive you. While you see a chance, take it,
I suppose that says this was
break it,
the pre-album single from Arc of a Diver in 1980. A very big hit in the US. Number 3, or no. The single was number 7. The album made number 3. There we go. And lyrics for this and a lot of Steve's 80 songs were provided by Will Jennings, who of course later did Tears in Heaven with Clapton and My Heart Will Go On for some Canadian songstress. Of course, this album, Arc of a Diver, and the follow-up, Talking Back to the Night, are albums where Steve plays everything. To decent effect. He's one of the few people who can get away with that.
oh, grey wind is blowing, and there's nothing left worth knowing, and it's time you should be going.
Hey MJ, there's no usual when I throw streams around at different times and different days. How are you expected to keep up and turn up on time? I was just about to say, I've got that hideous we've detected audio in your stream belonging to someone else message, which means we could go down at any time. They've never heard this one before. So chaps, we'll go as long as we can before we get taken down, but I won't do a part 2 today. Oh, Alan, lovely pun and lovely thought, but sadly my heart will go on. It sank, but the traces remain there for all to hear. It's playing in my head right now. Oh, that takes us nicely into Drown With Me by a Porcupine Tree. Now let's see if we can squeeze in Alan's Battle. So this is Procession by Jeff Russo, going against the main titles from Blade Runner from Vangelis. So let's have a listen. So this is from Alien Earth, is it? I don't even know what Alien Earth is, to be honest, Alan. Is it film or telly, or... No, it says original series, so it's presumably telly. So, yeah, MJ, I'd like to think we'll have time to get to a request of yours, but no promises. But throw one to us in the chat and we'll hope for the best. Oh, it's the Alien TV series, right. See, I've only seen the first Alien film, even. And that was more than enough for me. See, people think I'm this big sci-fi geek because of my love of Doctor Who, but it's just not true. No, I don't know Ed Ames' cover of Peaceful Waters. Or indeed any covers of that song that I can think of. So for those of us not familiar with the series, Alan, what kind of big scene is this? The music behind. Oh, Alan's a next generation Trekkie. Cool. I'll throw it in there close up. We'll see how we go. Now, MJ, anything and everything is our cup of tea. Yeah. Okay. Well, it didn't let us do 2 battles without breaks. What's the shortest song I've got here? That we can play in between. Oh, speaking of Gordon, live version of High and Dry. This is only a little 2-minute number to give us a gap between. Alan's sci-fi music theme song.
Is there a better man than I? I hope you find your way back home before you land high and dry. I hope you find your way back home before you die. Just sail below like bubbles, though you zip your daily doubles. If she wasn't born of the weather, she might give your deck and his troubles, singing why the old man. Is there a better man than I? Hope you find your way back home before you land high and dry. Hope you find your way back home.
So in these live versions, both you probably know the answer to this. Is it Rick Haynes doing the backing vocals, or is it Terry? I'm guessing that's right, but obviously it was Kathy Smith on the original studio version. The inspiration for Sundown and the cause of John Belushi's death. It's a very interesting live sheet led. Yeah, at some point he stopped having them doing backup. I don't know why. You would have thought, especially in his later years, when his voice was so thin, that he could have done with the extra vocal support. But, whoever it is sounds quite a lot like another Canadian, Donnie McDougall, who is one of the guitarists slash backing vocalists in the Guess Who's later days. All right. That little interlude takes us back to sci-fi with Vangelis's main titles from Blade Runner, which, remember, is a song war against the Alien Earth track from Jeff Russo that we just heard. So remember both and pick a favourite in a few minutes, assuming we're all still here. Yeah, both of those things would make sense. Bostart. I still, I'm not wild about that version on Gord's Gold 2, or indeed very many of those remakes on Gord's Gold 2. Unlike Gord's Gold 1, which we will be getting to fairly soon, you and I. And maybe Sean if I can talk him into it if he's up for that. But I'm going to say it's probably going to be wonders for us. I don't know, do we have Blade Runner fans in the chat here? Is this bringing back strong memories? Again, I've seen Blade Runner once. I don't know which version of it I saw, because there's been a few. And yeah, it didn't do a lot for me. I know it's a classic. It's me, not it, probably. Oh, that's true, Alan. It wasn't a mass success, Blade Runner, when it first came out, but it's picked up a following, to say the least. What did you make of the sequel? Alright, poll is live, folks, so head in and vote for your fave there. And this is Red and the Skinner Brothers. And MJ, I'm taking it this is brand new, is it? Yeah, it came out on Thursday.
So the story goes, I've been living life in a haze, bro. The city like clothes, I never slow. Gotta learn to calm down, but I don't. Going round for round, I'm fucking buzzing. Council house and violent flow fucking. Got a couple burners in the oven. Not loving it.
So I know a little Britain, especially high Ren. Skinner Brothers don't ring any bells, but this gives MJ Arctic Monkey vibes. Can you hear that?
One second, there's just this greedy little prick that I want to talk to you for a second, man. Would you let me talk to him? Oh, thanks very much, mate. Fuck about, son. I'm the dentist, take the teeth out your mouth, son. You're apprentice, I'm the sensei, what's the outcome?
Yeah, this is definitely not Cat Stevens singing Spanish, I can assure you. I usually figure, because I've always these days got both iTunes and Spotify up when I'm doing these shows that most times people can tell which of those two songs is being played. But if you're ever confused, do let me know. Sorry, this is a great song to talk over. Is anything?
At Quick Fit,
All
we
right.
know winter's nearly.
Yeah. Thanks, MJ, for suggesting that, even though you weren't sure that you had. But do we want to hear Cat Stephen? Yeah, no, what else we got? Ugh, God, not that. Let us. Well, we've had some down undery stuff today, so let's have another one from around the same time period, actually, 2004 for the Finn Brothers. Everyone Is Here. The tour for which is the only time I saw. Well, the only time I saw them together, and the only time I've seen Tim at all.
I know that it's you behind everything that I do, and I wouldn't try to hide who I am from you. It's all me that you see. I was ready for another try, but I needed you to set me free. Must be the luckiest man alive. Man finds love in his life. He's the luckiest man alive. Someone true by his side. He's the luckiest man alive. And she cut right through his foolish pride.
I first saw them the Friday night in Hammersmith, November 2004. I don't know what time of year it was for me, but it was the Civic Theatre in Auckland. And I went with my friend Mel, who I haven't even thought about in about 15 years. There you are. Sorry, Mel. Hope you're well. I do remember that was the only gig I saw that year, which was, symptomatic of what it was like growing up in NZ. Not that I was growing up in 2004, but you know what I mean. Whereas this week, as I say, going to try and see Davey Rand tomorrow night. We're seeing the K's again in Brighton on Wednesday. No, Monday. Wednesday, I'm at the London Palladium to see Al Stewart. That's a nice varied week of music for me. And next week, guys, I'm currently due to be filming all day on Saturday, but I think I should be done and hopefully still awake to do an evening stream next Saturday, and we'll find a fun theme. I think I've got one in my head lined up for us to try out. I'll try and remember to do a post so that you can get some thoughts in advance, because it's one that might be tricky to come up with songs off the top of your head. That's all I'll say for now. Oh, most I wonder if that's the year Little Feat played Auckland, and I almost went but didn't. Very possible. Oh, I'm glad to hear that, Alan. That your pretty tat. And just if heart failure doesn't sound fun, but I'm glad he's pulled through. All right, thanks to oh, it was me for that one. So we have had a Gordon Lightfoot cover from Nico earlier. We've had a Gordon Lightfoot song from Gordon himself, and now thanks to Bostart we have another Gordon Lightfoot cover with an additional verse. Apparently, this is Ed Ames's version of "Peaceful Waters." Here we go.
Within my heart there lies a spring where love and peace abide, and from that spring there flows a river fine through all the countryside, but few have drunk therein, and why I do not know.
Well, I hope it's years. How old is your pretty tat, Alan? What's his name?
This world find a resting
I haven't got my picture of my old cat handy.
where peaceful waters flow.
I'm in need of a cat more than ever because I suspect a rodent problem in the household at the moment. I say suspect, I know.
The dead
Not fun.
leaves of autumn
There's only 4.
that
Oh.
cling so desperately must fly before
Well,
the
I hope full recovery is imminent.
wind. Their simple life is ended. Must they be born to die again? Oh, may the light of freedom shine for all the world.
I've probably missed or will miss the extra verse you mentioned here, Bostart, but I assume that's
Peace and joy to all
it was written by Gord himself rather than added by others later.
all the years to be. For soon the leaves will die, and the long hard wind will blow. May this world find a resting place
So this is from
where peace
Ed's album A Time for Living, A Time for Hope from '69,
where
which also has covers of The Sound of Silence and What a Wonderful World and If I Had a Hammer on it, amongst others.
where peaceful waters flow.
Alright, I'm going to give the poll win to Jeff Rousseau with his Procession from Alien Earth. Speaking of Canadian covers, Sean and I did a song war between Neil's version of Cinnamon Girl against a very bad version, spoiler alert, from the Gentries, who managed to do better in the charts than Neil with it. And friend of the channel, Kev, suggested listening to this version of Cinnamon Girl from Typo Negative. So that's what we're doing right now. Well, it's definitely better than the Gentry's version. I'm not convinced that I love it, though. Yeah, I'm gonna call this one interesting, but not the great success I was led to believe it was. Also got to see Neil himself performing the song in Hyde Park earlier this year, which was fabulous. So I've got a couple of you guys' suggestions still in here. MJ, your Future Islands tune, and Evan David, your Moody's track. I won't take any further requests because I feel like we're inevitably going to be taken down relatively soon. But we'll keep going until the plug is pulled on us, I suspect. Right now, I suspect that we will be in Spotify ads mode, first of all. Yes. Yes. So, what do we want to do next from here? Yeah. Bit of Dave Mason from, speaking, we had Steve Winwood earlier. This is Dave's first solo single. Went to 42 in the US, but later covered by Delaney and Bonnie, who had a top 20 hit with it. This is Only You Know, and I Know.
Only you know and I know all the loving we've got to show. So don't refuse to believe it by
Well, thanks for coming, Bowstar. It was more or less coincidence that I happened to settle on this slot, but I'm glad that it actually panned out with your not being available in the evening anyway. And yeah, as Bowstar points out, Dave later was in the least successful version of Fleetwood Mac either, with Delaney and Bonnie's daughter. And has indeed just announced his retirement, so he's one of those that I never got to see. So one of those rare cases of an English musician who didn't have, well, in fact didn't have any solo success in the UK, whereas he had, you know, not an incredible career in the States, but a reasonable one. But he was more, he was one of those guys who did a lot better touring than he did in terms of actually selling albums. And there we go. It's all over Baby Blue.